From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, powered by Reva University, Quick Heal Secrite, Green Lamb Laminates, PolicyBazaar.com, co-powered by Mankind Pharma.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The broke Pakistan has decided to try and make some desperate cash. They're so broke. They're so broke. Would you believe it? By charging $830 from every Afghan refugee, they are shipping out of Pakistan. That's how broke they are. No, this is no joke. $830. This after the Taliban, who they cheered on, they created, they supported, are turning their back on Islamabad. They are making the refugees they took in pay $830 each. That's how broke, that's how shameless Pakistan has become. They call themselves a nation. As I see it, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan today is exactly what Pakistan was in 1947, as defined by Jinnah. Jinnah said, I don't want this country. When he realized what the borders of Pakistan would be, he said, this is a moth-eaten country. Check it, viewers, I'm not making this up. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, said, this is a moth-eaten map of a country. So Jinnah knew where this country was headed. And today, Pakistan is exactly that. They're moth-eaten, oozing in desperation, grappling because of a situation that they have long self-created and cultivated terrorism. Across history, Pakistan has been the biggest advocate, the largest land for terror support, and in extension of this pro-terror policy, they were reveling in the Taliban takeover for shared values, perhaps. Maybe they thought there's going to be mutual benefit on both sides. But today, when that Taliban has heavy troop deployment, the Kandahar highway is choked with anti-Pakistan sentiment. There is every possibility that the Taliban will attack Pakistan and run them over. Today, when the Afghan versus Pakistan war is one that is waiting to happen. And I am not for war, ladies and gentlemen. But sometimes war is inevitable. If that were to happen, if the Taliban attack Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan, which till a few weeks ago was trying to be the mascot of the Muslim world's cause and getting digested and self-combusted from within, is close to finished. Just imagine what will happen if the Taliban attack Pakistan. You don't have to war game the scenario, they'll just take them over. Take them over slowly and move in from the west. And if that happens, let's not forget that after the Bajaur campaign in the 1960s, when there was a complete suspension of ties, they had Kennedy to intervene. Today, Pakistan has no one to diplomatically across the world bid on their behalf. Pakistan is a pariah, moth-eaten, bankrupt pariah simmering in its own fate. Nobody is backing them if this is going to war. So viewers, very simple question tonight. We need to look at this. What Pakistan has done to the Afghans is inhuman. If the Afghans hit back, then Pakistan is going to be defeated in a way that history will remember. That is my view. Let's debate.
In the long list of diplomatic snubs to Pakistan, both the Taliban and Israel have thrown a punch at Pakistan. Even as Israel battles Hamas, it banned Lashkar-e-Toiba, while the Taliban stopped trade with Pakistan.
इधर देखते हैं तो कर्जा, इधर देखते हैं तो कर्जा, उधर देखते हैं कर्जा, पीछे देखते हैं कर्जा। आज हम किसी दोस्त मुल्क में जाते हैं तो वो कहते हैं ये आए हैं मांगने के लिए। टेलीफोन किसी को करते हैं तो वो समझते हैं ये मांगेंगे हमसे।
Pakistan has been feeling increasing isolation on the international stage due to its support for terrorism and lately due to its dire economic condition. Ironically enough, both the situations are of its own making. The agents it traced with the focus of bleeding India dry are now going hammer and tongs on itself.
Of our new strategy is to change the approach and how to deal with Pakistan. We can no longer be silent about Pakistan's safe havens for terrorist organizations. It has much to lose by continuing to harbor criminals and terrorists.
The situation has become so bad that even traditional allies like United States and China have stopped extending support to Pakistan. All-weather ally China is not doling out new loans to Pakistan, but is instead rolling over old loans, even as the broke nation is facing money shortage for imports. Pakistan has been cornered and punished on its own doing. Let's debate.
I'd like to first get a sense from our reporter in Islamabad, Kaswar Kalasra. Kaswar, what is the feeling in Pakistan about the growing anger from the Afghan side? Is there not a worry that there might be a retaliation?
Well, Arnab, let me tell you that situation in Pakistan and Afghanistan border is exactly what that has been defined in our report as well. And I feel, my feelings. I cannot express my feeling, but what's going to happen at Pakistan and Afghanistan border across the Chamang crossing is really pathetic. Let me tell you, tens of hundreds of Afghanistan have been protesting against Pakistan's policies let me tell you, for more than a month as well. They have been pelting stones. Even this is not for the first time at Pakistan-Afghanistan border. But first back to, I will draw your attention to some other incident as well. Even at Torkham border, the Afghanis have vented their anger and even they pelted stones on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border as well. And this is what the Afghanis, common Afghanis, are feeling about Pakistan. Let me tell you, they have been living in Pakistan for decades. And now, all of a sudden, they were asked to pack up, and Pakistan is deporting them. And hundreds of thousands common Afghanis have been deported. And imagine, they had property here, they had houses here in Pakistan. Even their dear ones have been buried inside Pakistan. And now, what they have been doing for a long time is that they were allowed to travel across Pakistan freely, just merely on the basis of computerized national identity card as well. But now, all of a sudden, Pakistani authorities have imposed new section that they will have to go back, and each and everyone will have to get Pakistan visa. And I know that it is an uphill task for any Afghanis to get Pakistan visa. There is no visa fee, but still, even if they are willing to palm the grease of Pakistani fisher visa with thousands of dollars, they will not be able to get Pakistani visa as well. This is what I am telling you from ground zero. Common Afghanis who have been living in Pakistan, even they believe, no, what if any common Afghani need to visit their dear one who is buried inside any graveyard in Pakistan, whether in Quetta or even in Islamabad, he will or she will have to get Pakistani visa. That is an uphill task. So imagine, Arnab, this is what is happening in Pakistan. I can't tell you what the Pakistanis are feeling, but I can definitely tell you what the common Afghans are feeling. They have been telling the stories. They have been getting the stories from their elders about the Pakistan-Afghanistan friendship. But all of a sudden, they have been abandoned by Pakistani side. The anger, you can't imagine enough the state of anger that have been running within the hearts of common Afghanis who have been living. Even I have spoken to some of the families who were born, whose kids were born inside Pakistanis, but they were forced to leave Pakistan. And let me tell you, Arnab, Pakistani authorities believe that the common Afghanis have been actually facilitating Afghani terror to spread terror in Pakistan. But I can tell you that these innocent Afghanis have not even facilitated the Afghanis terrorists as well. The feelings, the anger, you can't imagine the degree of the feelings and anger that is running inside the hearts of common Afghanis. And hundreds of people are protesting against Pakistani laws. These are the Afghanistan who have house here in Pakistan, who have properties here in Pakistan, and their heart even pump for the Pakistani as well. But all of a sudden, they were asked to pack up and go back to Afghanistan. So this is really, really tragic, as you have rightly pointed out. And I can tell you that the pressure is more than on Pakistani side. But
Sundas,
still, the tragic,
Sundas, let a
this is
fellow
tragedy,
Pakistani
is a
speak.
disaster, and no Pakistani, no Pakistani authorities is taken care, taken flight of the common Afghanistani into consideration as well or not. It's a disaster that is unfolding.
Well, I think I would first like to compliment Kaswar. And as you know, Kaswar is our Republic reporter in Islamabad. And Republic is a very independent and fiercely independent channel. And I compliment Kaswar. Everybody is there today. And Republic is the voice not just of India, but Republic is the voice of reason in South Asia. And Sundas, you should compliment Kaswar for talking about the heartbreaking stories of heartlessness of your military and your government towards the Afghan people.
About Republic and its credibility.
Now, this is my duty.
I can't hear.
This is my duty. And Republic is the only news channel that have been breaking from day first that this story as well. The day when the Afghanistan story was unfolded, the tragedies were unfolded. Since one day, we are reporting.
I understand that you're bound by a paycheck, but
No, I
do not think that everyone has the same
I'm really
level of
sorry. Would you,
intelligence.
Sundas, let me tell you, he's a very experienced reporter. Kaswar is an experienced reporter. And just because he's speaking a language that you are not comfortable with, you don't have to attack him personally.
Just like your agenda is biased. So he's biased.
Yeah.
He's not quoting facts.
No, what we're saying, what we're saying is,
I would like to take
I cannot.
this panelist to Pakistan-Afghanistan border to Chaman. And let's see who is best and who is not
Sir,
best.
you're standing in Islamabad.
Can you imagine a reporter in Pakistan standing inside of the parliament, in front of the parliament? How can I be best? I have been a reporter for 20 years.
Regarding how Pakistanis are dealing with it, but you have all the information sitting in Islamabad how the people of Afghanistan are taking it. So I definitely doubt your opinion. And
where have you been, Sundas? And which are the areas where you have traveled, Sundas, along the Afghan-Pakistan border? No, since you no. Kaswar has traveled. Where have you traveled? Where have you? How do you know Afghan sentiment sitting in Rawalpindi?
So I do not claim to know what the Afghan sentiment is. I am here to represent the Pakistani sentiment, and I have true knowledge of it sitting in Islamabad.
Sure, but as I bring in, I
unaware of what price Pakistan has paid over the years of hospitably keeping these Afghan refugees within Pakistani territory. And now they're being repatriated to a sovereign Afghanistan, free of all NATO forces. So these mere rhetorical, feelings cannot be represented as facts.
Okay, Sundas, I'd like to. Sundas, this is a fast escalating situation. Sundas, 1 minute. There are other panelists. There is a fast escalating situation.
Please.
It is an escalating situation, and because of allow me to complete. It is only because of the present international focus on Israel versus Hamas that this is not getting the global attention that this deserves. Even Albania versus Kazakhstan did not get the global attention it deserves. But the fact of the matter is, Taliban, well, the Afghan are a proud people. The Afghans are a proud people, and what you're doing to the women, to the Afghan women, the way Afghan women have been treated.
Can I say something, Arnab?
Since our inception, and we will continue to do so. But
Hamid Khan wants to say something. Yes, Hamid, and then Nijabullah.
And what?
Arnab, first
Yeah,
of
Hamid.
all, I must say, Arnab, let me say something, please. Arnab, first of all, I must say that you should appreciate the freedom of speech in Pakistan, that the person sitting outside the parliament house can say what he wants to say. And if anybody can imagine to do this in Delhi, it is impossible under this BJP regime.
You
under
should
media.
you should
It is
appreciate the freedom
impossible.
of speech on Republic first.
No. It is the liberty which he is having
You
in
should appreciate the
Pakistan.
freedom of speech on Republic.
No.
That you can
I
come,
mean, if
you
I
can
would
come
like
on the
to-
channel and give your language also.
No.
Everyone.
Let me say something. It is the fact that in Delhi we can't say anything against BJP or anything against Indian ideology. Okay, so it is the fact that a person Pakistani can say representing Republic TV, as far as if he is doing his journalistic duties, if he does it with honesty, I don't have any issue. I'll tell you what exactly the picture is. The picture is that we've been hosting 4 million Afghanis for the last 4 decades. Pakistan have done more than any country in the world. Pakistan has been paying the price of the hosting of Afghanis for the last 40 years. And still, Pakistan is willing to give all the respect and rights to the Afghanis which international law gives. But international law gives us the liberty to send them back home. We have seen example. I'm living in England. I have seen how they send back to Rwanda and other countries when they ask for the asylum. I have seen what America is treating to their asylum seekers. I have seen what Canada is treating to their asylum seekers. And I must say that India is the worst country for anybody to have asylum. So Pakistan have the generous heart to provide the asylums to 4 million Afghanis for the last 40 years. And we are only saying that lawfully they should stay. Illegal Afghanis are causing the trouble. We will not be able to have any more trouble in Pakistan. That is the only stance Pakistan has. As far as the legal Afghanis are concerned, they are more than welcome to stay. Pakistani economy has suffered a lot. Over $400 billion we have suffered in last 40 years, $400 billion, more than your country's entire reserve. Pakistan have suffered because of hosting, being our Muslim brothers to the Afghanis. Pakistan is the one
Less
who has
than
paid
half of
the
our
war on
country's
terror.
reserve, correct yourself. Less than half of
you
our
may have,
country's
but-
reserve. You don't know how much foreign reserve. You don't know how much money India has.
Reserve.
That's the problem
You
with you
have
Pakistanis.
You have
That's you
$300
don't know
billion
how much
reserve.
money India has. Thank you.
$300 billion reserve you have. Don't challenge my research, please.
No, we don't.
Don't challenge
We have
my
over
research.
$600 billion, Mr. Pakistani.
No, the
Yeah.
official reserve of
We can buy your
Indian
country
government
100
is
times over.
$300
So bad.
Check your own.
We can buy you over 100 times over and still have
No,
change
don't
left.
challenge my research. I'm telling you. And Major Arya is here. I'm sure he would.
I am challenging. But what do you mean don't?
challenge?
I am challenging you.
Last thing,
I'm
last
saying you
thing.
don't know anything. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
can say
challenge.
that. You've been saying it for the last 10 years to me. I don't mind that. Last thing is that Pakistan is always hosting and the Afghanis. On the other hand, Pakistan have paid a very heavy price on war on terror. Pakistan's being conspiracy and being used by Indian proxies which are working against Pakistan sitting in Afghanistan. Pakistan is the one who's paying the price for everything. And it's not the Pakistan,
wait.
it's the people of Pakistan who have paid the price of 80,000 lives. So if the government of Pakistan have taken this action, I think it is too late, but it is a right action that all illegal Afghanis must go back, and anybody who has a legal right to stay in this country, they are more than welcome. And 220 million Pakistanis are behind those Afghanis brothers. That is the stance. But illegally, I'm sorry. Supported by Indian finances, sorry. Anybody from TTP, I'm sorry. Anybody who wants to bring the terrorism in my country, I'm very sorry.
What do you mean supported by Indian
terrorism will be
finances?
allowed.
What do you mean
Spread
supported by Indian
India is the
finances?
one who's bringing
Why
the
did you say
terrorism in my
supported by
country.
Indian finance? One minute. Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, the very free-thinking activist of Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which is going to be free soon and integrated with the rest of India. As a first step towards Akhand Bharat, Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza is countering you. Yes, please. Dr. Mirza is speaking freely from London tonight. Dr. Mirza.
Well, thank you very much, Arnab ji. The thing is,
Dr. Mirza will speak. Sundas, you keep quiet.
Afghan in KPK. The fact of the matter is that the Afghans have just been internally displaced because KPK is part of Afghanistan. And these people who call themselves Pakistanis, they should vacate KPK. They should vacate Balochistan. They should vacate Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir and occupied Gilgit-Baltistan.
Why do you bring such
that they will not allow terrorism in their country to
Arnab, why do you bring such an ill-informed people on the
Your stickers below incomplete.
They have globally exported terrorism. अभी 26/11 होने वाला है दोबारा. 26 तारीख आ रही है जिस दिन आप लोगों ने भारत पे इतना सख्त और शदीद हमला किया था और उनके मास्टरमाइंड आज भी they are roaming freely around in the bazaars and in the streets of Pakistan. Pakistan is an occupier. You must get out. You say you gave sanctuary to Afghans. You massacred more than 1 million Afghans in the name of jihad. You are killers. You are butchers. That is what you are. Recognize yourself. आईने में आके अपनी शक्ल देखो अपनी. तुम्हारी शक्ल कातिलों की शक्ल है. तुम्हारे हाथ अफगानियों के खून से रंगे हुए हैं. तुम्हारे हाथ कश्मीर नाम ने हाथ के हिंदुओं के 1 लाख हिंदुओं के कत्ल से रंगे हुए हैं. Your hands have got blood of Balochistan on them. Your hands have got blood of Sindh on them.
Honestly,
you are butchers of democracy. You are butchers of humanity. You are people who should be tried in the International Court of Justice for war crimes. तुमने अफगानिस्तान को तुम कहते हो निकले पाकिस्तान से. तुम निकलो पाकिस्तान के इन मकबूजा इलाकों से. ये कब्जा किए हुए इलाके हैं. हम बिल्कुल नहीं मानते ड्यूरेट लाइन को भी. Not accept ड्यूरेट लाइन. KPK is
audio is bad for Sundas. Improve the audio.
An independent state occupied by Pakistan. POJK and Gilgit-Baltistan is part of India, occupied by Pakistan. Now the floor is yours.
Well done, Dr. Amjad. Dr. Amjad giving it back. 1 versus 3, one-man demolition squad tonight. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Speak up, sir. Yeah, Sundas. Yeah, well done. Well done to Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza. And
for God's sake, yaar. Honestly, why don't you bring somebody sensible like GD Bakshi?
Okay, I think there's a practical issue here. Gaurav has not even opened his innings. I'm going to Najibullah Azad. Mr. Azad, who's been a former spokesperson of the government of Afghanistan. Can you please let him speak? He's joining me from Kabul tonight. He's joining us from Kabul tonight. And my question is this. My question is, I still don't understand. You came last time, but Mr. Azad, why is Pakistan doing this suddenly with the Afghans? In the past 2 months alone, 500,000 Afghans were kicked out, primarily using 2 border crossings, including Torkham. The number of daily border crossings has gone from 200 to 20,000. Globally, and they are making money from each refugee who moves. In Karachi, where hundreds of thousands of Afghans live, door to door, Afghans are being pulled out and Afghan women are being targeted. There is very clear evidence of this targeting. It is the ethnic targeting of Afghans across Pakistan. But I'm not understanding what is the immediate need, what is the provocation, why are they doing this suddenly? Is it on some global agenda, some global instructions? Why are they doing this, Mr. Azad? It's not making sense to me.
Well, this does not surprise me. It is not an immediate. It is not something that just happened. It has been going on for about 70 years in Pakistan. First, it's not about sending Afghans forcefully. It's about humiliating, usurpation, insulting, raping, killing and taking their property. And there are hundreds of reports. We're gonna quote every single report that has been issued every day. That's one thing. Secondly, it's not only about the Afghans. They have been forcing to drive them away from their own territory. We talked about this in the past. The Balochistan and KPK and FATA. This is an Afghan territory. That's one thing. Thirdly, it is not only the Afghans. What the Punjab or Pakistani Wafaq, whatever they call it, or establishment did in the past to Baluchis, what they did to Bengalis, what they did to Muhajirs and Karachis, what they have been doing to Pashtuns in tribal areas. 16,000 women have been kidnapped or they're missing, and the PTM has provided documentation to UN headquarters in Geneva, to the Pakistani courts. That's a third thing. And fourthly, Pakistan never had any contribution to the world, any production to the world. They have been doing for the 4 decades since Cyclone Operation. That treaty was signed between Ziaul Haq and Charlie Wilson, an American congressman known as a playboy. They signed a treaty and then started fighting it in Afghanistan. There was a folk. You please close your mouth. Close your mouth, please. Let me talk, and then you can talk. Now there are reports. They said they have hosted Afghans. Where they have hosted Afghans? They hosted terrorists. One thing. In 1980s, Pakistan received $3 billion of that time from Washington to support the Afghan war, the Cold War in Afghanistan. And then at the same time, during 10 years, they received 40 F-16 aircrafts from the United States just to fight the American war in Afghanistan. And then the folk that talk about terrorism, where is the terrorism? Where that camps are? You never have any army in the world that owns construction, that owns cement, that sells cooking oil, that sells diapers, that sells women pads. Is the only country, Pakistan, where we have army doing that. And after that, what the Pakistani army has been doing. And the Cold War, after the Cold War, Pakistan has received about $7 billion from the United Nations, UNHCR, under the name of Afghans, and you usurp that money, swallow that money. And again, you never have any army, any general in the world. You shut your mouth, let me talk. Do you have any ethics? Do you know what you're talking about? Let me talk and you aren't turn. Shut your lips right now. And then what the Pakistanis did. This is the only generals that they have billions of dollars.
Sundar, let him speak. Sundar, let him speak. As the sole Afghan speaker of the program, Najibullah Azad should be allowed to speak, and the Pakistani panelists should stop trying to heckle him.
There's going to be a reaction. There's going to be a reaction. And this is not going to be, this is the only country, a proxy state country. This is a state terrorist country. This is a country where Osama bin Laden was killed in 300 meters from Pakistan military academy in Kabul. This is the country where the Talibans were trained. This is the country Parvez Musharraf in his book, In the Line of Fire, say that we train the terrorists. This is the country that the Pakistani former ambassador to the United States, Hussein Haqqani, stated that they have trained the terrorists. This is the country that the Pakistani ISI, DG ISI, Hamid Gul, in an interview with USA, that they have been training terrorists. They have been training Al-Qaeda, they have been training Taliban, and they have been training ISIS. These are the Pakistani leaders. This is the country where your ex-prime minister in the prison in Atta today, Imran Khan, says that this is the establishment that is creating terrorism in Afghanistan and everywhere. This is not something I blame. Go and ask your ex-prime minister Imran Khan. Go and ask the Muhajirs in Karachi. Go and ask the Bengalis. Go and ask the Baluch, and everybody that is being killed, that has been tortured, that has been usurped, that has been kidnapped. They are either Baluchs, either Sindhis, either Muhajirs, either Pashtuns, and then overall picture, the Pakistanis today. Go and ask your own leaders, including Imran Khan, including the former Rizan leaders, about what the Pakistan's contribution to the world is. Terrorism, training center. You never have any madrasas in any Islamic countries like you have Akora Madrasa or Haqqani Madrasa in Akora Khatak, like you have in Karachi, the madrasas where they have been training the terrorists. You never have these madrasas. You never have a person like Hafiz Saeed, who has been killing people in Mumbai and everywhere, and then he is running for the parliament. This is a state-sponsored terrorist country. You don't expect anything from them. You go and read your own leaders' books. You go and read Hussein Haqqani. You go and read Ahmad Rashid, a Pakistani renowned author. This is not my book. Go and read Ahmad Rashid. He says that Pakistan, since day one, is a country that has been sponsoring, supporting, providing logistics to terrorism. This is the country your own leaders stated, your own ex-leaders. This is not something I blame. You sit in a room studying Pakistan studies.
Well done.
And you have a mate of
I must say,
that is not how you have to be ashamed of what you're saying.
I must say, Najibullah Azad has destroyed the Pakistani argument on the program tonight. And well done to him. Ladies and gentlemen, the emerging voices of Afghanistan speaking out against, as all of South Asia comes up and speaks against, I think is a round of applause for the way Najibullah Azad Gaurav today has destroyed the Pakistani argument with conviction and sagacity, erudition, and a clarity of thought. A fantastic argument tonight, Gaurav Arya. Incredible tonight, incredible, because what he says, because there's so much online support coming for Najibullah Azad. They're saying they can't, you know, Mr. Azad.
Attackers in Paris and London, the Al-Qaeda leaders, the Al-Qaeda members, the attackers, they were all trained in Pakistan, and this is documented. Like I said,
Najibullah, let's get Saeed Elai into the debate along with Gaurav Arya, please. And one minute. Let's improve the audio for Sundas Malik and get Saeed Elai into the debate. Mr. Saeed Elai. Mr. Saeed Elai. Mr. Saeed Elai now. Mr. Azad, I'm going to Mr. Saeed Elai for a minute. Mr. Elai. Mr. Elai, you know.
This project is not going to last longer. This project is not going to last longer. It's going to be a decade or two, and there won't be any.
So what happens? Let's war game this. Let's war game this, Gaurav. Mr. Azad, I take your indulgence for a minute. If I war game this, what will happen if the Taliban, Gaurav, just move ahead across the border, across the Durand line, go deep within, which is anyway contentious?
Are you asking
what if their patience runs out and stone pelting turns into a full-fledged Taliban attack from the western side? Gaurav, where do you see that going? Because it has been spoken about. You know that on the border, the Afghans are more and more restless, right? There is a strong feeling among the Afghans that they must enter and teach the Pakistanis a lesson. In that case, how do you see this go, Gaurav?
Arnab, a couple of things. First of all, you said that if the Afghan army or the Taliban actually come inside, they've been coming inside. This entire fence along the Durand line has been destroyed many times, and the Pakistanis have gone back and repaired it. So it's not like the Taliban have not come in. Taliban claimed the area till Attak in Pakistan, and no regime, whether it is Taliban or whether it is installed by the Americans or even the king, nobody has accepted the Durand line, which is currently, if you can call it, a de facto border. Now, Arnab, if Taliban decides to step out, I don't think Pakistan will be in a position because it is not your typical army. This is like a militia. And when the Taliban come, then they come in hordes, and it's going to be very, very difficult for the Pakistani army to stop the Taliban. They have not been able to stop the Taliban till now. And there are affiliates of the Taliban, which they have not been able to stop. And you see attacks happening in Pakistan almost every day. Even today in attacks in Pakistan, there have been deaths of soldiers. So this is very frequent. I just want to take 10 seconds, Arnab, and tell you a brief background. 20 years that the Americans were in Kabul, 20 years, the coalition forces, they did not throw out the Afghans from Pakistan then. 20 years, the Americans were there. Before that, the Taliban was there. They did not throw out the Afghans from Pakistan. Why now? I'll tell you. And why did the Afghans actually come to Pakistan? Because Pakistanis set their house on fire. The Afghans had no place to go. They started after 1979, after the Russia River invasion. the Pakistanis took money, like my friend from Kabul was mentioning about Charlie Wilson. They took money from the CIA and they set fire to Afghanistan. They trained Mujahideen. The poor Afghans had nowhere to run. The poor people came because there is a Pashtun population here. It's a similar culture in the tribal areas of Pakistan. This is where they thought it was home, and they were used. When I was in JNK, people from
you're
the
saying Gaurav,
Peshawar,
the Pakistanis, just to clarify with you, Gaurav, what you're saying is that whenever the Pakistanis feel like they force the Afghans out of their own land, whenever they feel like they throw the Afghans out of Pakistan, they treat the Afghans in an inhuman way, and they support terrorist groups. This is, I mean, now, of course, at some point, Gaurav, it's going to snap. The Afghans are good. They are proud people. They are not here to take it lying down all the time. I see the anger in Najibullah, and you know, he's very restrained, I must say. But what we've seen is with the kind of ways and videos. I saw some videos. I don't know, Irshad ji, aapne dekha hai ki nahi? Irshad joins us. He's joining us from Islamabad. Irshad ji, can you hear me? Have you seen the videos recently of the way Afghan women have been treated? अफगान औरतों के साथ जो बदसलूकी हुई है वो वीडियोस आपने देखे हैं? नहीं आपने देखे हैं कि नहीं देखे?
किया और मैं आपको
जो टारगेटेड
जो कुछ आप दिखाते हैं सब झूठ का पुलंदा है। अभी मेजर गौरव आर्य बोल रहे थे कि हम जो है ना अमेरिकन से पैसे ले रहे थे। देखिए, आप दहशतगर्द तैयार कर रहे थे काबुल में और हम अफगानी लोगों को पनाह दे रहे थे अपने मुल्क में। अपने मुल्क में इन लोगों को रखा, इनको पाला, इनके साथ जो कुछ सलूक अच्छा कर सकते थे हमने किया। नजीबुल्लाह, आप हंसेंगे, मैं गलत बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ। अगर क्या बोला वहां बोलिएगा।
आपने सुना नहीं मैंने क्या बोला?
जितना पाकिस्तान
सुना नहीं मैंने क्या बोला?
अफगानी भाइयों के लिए
पाकिस्तान ने कुछ नहीं करा। आपने उनके घर में आग लगा दी सर। आपने उनके घर में आग लगा दी। आपने अफगानिस्तान में आग लगा दी पैसे लेके। आपके परवेज मुशर्रफ ने बोला है
पाकिस्तान में दहशतगर्द तैयार कर रहे थे, हम अफगानियों को यहाँ बना दे रहे थे। जब अफगानियों ने अपना मुल्क हासिल किया, आप लोगों में पर्दे देखने का रिवाज खत्म हो गया सर। सुनने की हिम्मत रखें।
परवेज मुशर्रफ की किताब पढ़िए। परवेज मुशर्रफ की किताब
रखें आप
सर। आप परवेज मुशर्रफ की किताब पढ़िए।
पूरे प्रोग्राम में मैंने आपको सुना
इन द लाइन ऑफ फायर। परवेज मुशर्रफ की किताब पढ़िए। कहता हमने पैसे लेके जिहादी में
ये आपका एजेंडा वाला भी आ गया। गौरव, मुझे सुन ले, एक मिनट मुझे बोलने दे। आप दहशतगर्द क्या कर रहे थे अफगानिस्तान में?
अमजद अयूब मिर्जा
और जब खाया तुमने खाया बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर खाया
अमजद अयूब मिर्जा
सारी जिंदगी पाकिस्तान की हुक्मरान हराम खाते रहे
और उनके भागेगा। मैं वही कह रहा हूँ ना, इस कार्टून को बंद करें, मेरी बात सुने।
ब्रीफ केसों में पैसे लेके
नजीबुल्लाह आजाद फ्रॉम काबुल
आर्मी को जो खा गई है। पाकिस्तान आर्मी ने अपना पुराना अपना दिया जातियों को रहने के लिए और नया असर अपने पास रख लिया।
नजीबुल्लाह आजाद वर्सेस इरशाद। नजीबुल्लाह आजाद
अफगान तो अपनी सरजमीन पे रह रहे थे, कीपीके पे रह रहे थे, बलूचिस्तान में रह रहे थे।
नजीबुल्लाह आजाद,
take my words.
Of the aid that came was supposed to go the Afghan way.
What do you mean पाला?
Americans gave.
What do you mean पाला?
पाकिस्तान
मैं बोल रहा हूँ इरशाद जी,
in briefcase.
इरशाद, what do you mean पाला? What do you mean पाला? हमने अफगानियों को पाला. What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
And kept the new ones. Same. Egypt done the same. Pakistan done the same. Everybody done the same.
एजेंट रखे हुए हैं, आपने नीली टाई लगा के आए झूठ बोलने के लिए, फिर उठ के भागेंगे शो में से, क्योंकि इन्होंने दबा के भागना होता है।
I am an agent of 1.34 billion people.
What did he do to Baloch? What did he do to Muhajirs in Karachi? What did he do to Pashtuns? Go and read, go and educate yourself first. Go
Anyway,
and
this debate tonight. 1 minute, Irshad ji, 1 minute. Sahi dilai. You have to be practical about it. The Afghans are very close to retaliating, and I'm just saying that you cannot afford a war anymore. You cannot afford a war. You have to be practical. Sahi dilai. You have to pull back with the Afghans.
Going default. You are an agent of a state that has earned itself a fame of being an exporter of terrorism. You are an agent of what? I am an agent. I am an agent. I am an agent of 1.34 billion people. I am an agent of Hindustan. I am an agent of the world's largest democracy. I am an agent of the world's fifth largest economy. An agent of a trembling and a collapsing economy, an agent of jihad, an agent of a country that exposed terrorism, an agent of Pakistan Army and ISI that have specialized information.
Okay. Dr. Saeed Elai, Dr. Saeed Elai, Dr. Saeed Elai, Dr. Saeed Elai. You know, Dr. Saeed Elai. ये जो कहते हैं एक मिनट अमजद साहब एक मिनट सईद इलाही जी एक मिनट अमजद साहब एक मिनट सईद इलाही जी से मेरा सवाल है सईद इलाही जी there is a saying and there is a generally as they say in English, don't take on everybody at the same time, it is said. और जब आपकी हालात ऐसे है, मैं उसको दोहराना नहीं चाहता, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, मैं सईद इलाही जी से बात कर रहा हूं. आज बलूच आपके खिलाफ है, आज पश्तू आपके खिलाफ है, आज बलोच आपके खिलाफ है, आज गिलगिट बल्टिस्तान में सब लोग कह रहे हैं बॉर्डर तोड़ दो, हमें इंडिया जाना है ना? और उसके साथ साथ आज हमारे अफगान भाई आपके खिलाफ है, अफगान भाई हमारे आपके खिलाफ है, और हम तो आपके खिलाफ है ही, और गौरव हम तो आपके खिलाफ है ही, मगर गौरव मैं ये कह रहा हूँ
आपको तो बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है पाकिस्तान के बनने से यार, आप तो जन्म की मैली चादर है.
आपने सवाल पूछे तो जवाब का मौका दीजिए.
हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है
जब किसी के कोई दाना
मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ, ये फेलो पाकिस्तानी बोलने नहीं दे रहे ना आपको. इरशाद जी जरा फेलो पाकिस्तानी को बोल रहे हैं. सईद इलाही, the war game is that it has been estimated. It has been estimated by military experts. I want to share this with you. It has been estimated by military experts that Pakistan will take less than 20 days to lose an all-out assault by the Taliban. 20 days, Gaurav, as you know, and I'm asking 20 days for... 20 days, Dr. Saeed Elai, you're taking on more than you can chew. If imagine this situation, Dr. Saeed Elai. Imagine this situation, Dr. Elai. 1 minute. Imagine this situation, Dr. Elai. Imagine this situation, Dr. Elai. Imagine this situation that the Afghan attack and the Baluch, Pashtus, everyone in Gilgit-Baltistan, all of them feel that this is our moment. Let's also declare independence. Then there will be an insurrection from within and an attack from outside.
Let me reply, please. You have asked 3 questions. First is attack from Kabul. Kabul is a base and sanctuary of terrorism. So we know how to tackle them. And I assure you, the KPK police... The KPK police is a trained police fighting terrorism for 40 years. If I tell Inspector General Police KP to capture Kabul, that can be done.
अरे 3 महीने पहले, 1 साल पहले नहीं, 3 महीने पहले गौरव, 3 महीने पहले.
KP police can capture Kabul in hours.
Let him finish, Gaurav. Let him finish. He's getting excited. Gaurav. Wait. Let him finish.
The KP police can capture Kabul in few hours. We don't need army. This is one thing. Other thing is that the terrorism which is initiating from Kabul.
Okay. They want to capture Kabul, Najibullah. The Pakistanis want to now capture Kabul.
The people who have been sent.
Amazing.
This is the first
400,000 people.
हिंदी में कहते हैं मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने. इसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने.
2.5 million refugees.
Najibullah has to be on.
With dignity and honor. 2.5 million are
14
living with
military
honor and
operations in
dignity in
Waziristan.
Pakistan.
You did not win a
Only
single war.
400,000
You
have
did
been
not,
sent
your
back.
army, your
One
police
versus one,
have
Kabul
never
versus Lawat Saeed
won a
Elai
single
versus
war. And
Najibullah Khan on the debate.
71,
To handle
48,
them.
and then
Arjit
and
KP
Kargil and
will take
Siachen,
over
what war have you
Kabul.
ever won? And then your military, they
we know
conducted
them very well.
14 operation in Waziristan.
IG
They have
police,
not captured a single
KPK
Taliban
can
TDP
take
leader.
over
And you're
Afghanistan.
gonna capture Kabul with these police. The police in
I'm telling you
Peshawar
because
who
we
were
are
attacked by the
fighting
Pakistani
with
establishment,
terrorism
they
from
cannot
40
provide
years.
security to their
Our
own self.
army
Come
is
on,
in
do not talk
combat,
from belly,
in
talk
fight,
from mind
in
here.
battle, in war from 40 years. So we are trained to handle these terrorists in Kabul or around Kabul. We can pull them, kill them, and destroy them.
Well, this is your. What war have you ever won? 3171. Do you forget 100 pains, 100,000 pains of your army soldiers were taken in Bangladesh? Please bring those pains back. Please bring those your military, your soldiers' pains back. That live in Dhaka. 100,000 soldiers took their pains in Dhaka. What's your army? Have you ever won any war against India? Anywhere? Have you ever won any war in Pakistan? You are just terrorists. You're terrorizing your innocent citizens. Come on, man. I again remind you, go and bring 100,000 pains. 100,000 pains from Bangladesh. Your military left, and they left Bangladesh naked. They were not wearing uniforms. Go bring those 100,000 pains from Bangladesh.
These two
Gaurav Khan चाहते हैं आप respond करें. Gaurav Arya, on public demand, Gaurav Arya, I would like you to repeat the words. I want to say, this is what a Pakistani senior person says. Dr. Saeed Elai says, these Afghan rascals, we'll teach them a lesson, and we will take over Kabul
and teach
in no time. The language they are using. Are you seeing the... नहीं मैं कह रहा हूँ Najibullah, are you seeing the language he's using? No, Najibullah, are you seeing the language he's using? These Afghan rascals will teach them a lesson.
I said we don't need army. The police can take over.
He used the word, these Afghan rascals. Did you hear that, Gaurav? That's how they speak. That's their respect.
Afghan rascals who are involved in terrorism.
Amjad, देखा आपने किस तरह से बात की?
Bring the pinky, get the rank is your nature. That's in your DNA. That's
one versus one. Gaurav Arya, tell me in a state of conflict. Gaurav Arya and Irshad Khan on the debate. Gaurav Arya and Irshad Khan on the debate. Today on my debate, the Pakistanis are saying, we will take over. हमने इनको पाला. Look at the words, Gaurav. हमने इन अफगानियों को पाला. And these Afghan rascals will teach them a lesson. ये
आप लोगों ने अफगानिस्तान में
कितना इज्जत दे रहे हैं मैं देख पा रहा हूँ ना.
आप दूसरे को सुनते नहीं हैं.
अब वो भी आपको इज्जत देंगे.
आप दूसरे के खिलाफ लफ्जों को उल्टा करते हैं. तोड़ मरोड़ के पेश
Gaurav Arya, don't stop, Gaurav.
गुरुद्वारा में पार्टी हालांकि
अर्नब, आई एम कोटिंग.
आप हमेशा
एक मिनट रुक जाओ ना सर. एक मिनट क्या बोलते हो आप लोग यार? पाकिस्तानी लगातार बोलते रहते हो, लगातार बोलते रहते हो.
शर्म नहीं आती है.
लाहौरी के चुप रहो एक मिनट.
शर्म लोग हैं.
अर्नब,
अफसोस होता है आप लोगों पे.
Arnab, I just want to quote this Taliban ambassador to Pakistan. The Taliban ambassador to Pakistan. Arnab, can you please tell this gentleman to shut up? He's incessantly talking. अरे सर आप लाहौरी हैं, आप चुप रहिए.
जिन्होंने तकरीर
सर आप 2 मिनट के लिए चुप रहिए सर.
जिनको आपने तैयार किया.
अरे सर 2 मिनट के लिए तो चुप रहिए, दूसरे को बोलने दीजिए. लगातार बोल रहे हैं.
50-50
इरशाद जी, अरे इरशाद जी
नॉन स्टॉप.
अरे पाकिस्तान के लिए कुछ नहीं बोल रहे यार, हम कुछ और बोल रहे हैं.
तैयार किए कि नहीं किए
अर्नब, ये पागल के बच्चे हैं ये लोग. पाकिस्तानी पंजाबी सबसे घटिया लोग हैं लाहौरी. ये सबसे घटिया लोग हैं, इनको गलती करी है, इनको तो मैं प्यार से बात कर रहा हूँ, इसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा। अब इसको मैं जलील करूंगा, इसकी बेइज्जती करूंगा, इसको रुस्वा करूंगा, तब इसको पता लगेगा इरशाद भट्टी को। तभी से बात कर रहा है, को समझ में नहीं आती बात। जो कोई तमीज से बात करता है समझ में नहीं आती। अब मैं करूं बेइज्जती, लगाओ मुंह पर 4 थप्पड़, लाहौरी 4 थप्पड़ लगाओ मुंह पर, लगाओ मुंह पर थप्पड़ लाहौरी, और भागो यहाँ से, लाहौरी भागो यहाँ से, लाहौरी भागो यहाँ से, लाहौरी घटिया आदमी, लाहौरी घटिया लाहौरी, ओए घटिया लाहौरी आदमी,
Irshad, go back to the subject. Irshad, control कीजिए. I have a very serious question tonight. I have a very serious question tonight, Gaurav. Don't get provoked. I have a very serious question. सब्र कीजिए. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, मेरा सवाल ये है military analysis की terms में, that if the Taliban choose to move in, what is the likely wargaming situation? It's a serious question. Gaurav, what is the likely situation? What is the likely wargaming outcome? Thank you. Can I have a serious answer?
Arnab, the real situation is this.
Continue, Irshad down.
More than it can chew, because Afghanistan, Taliban is not a regular army. It does not fight with regular tactics. All right?
They're not.
Irshad Bhatti, will you shut up? You disgraceful Lahori, shut up. Shut up.
1 minute on the
Will
right.
you listen?
1 minute on the right. Shahid Alai replacing Irshad now right now because Irshad's not stopping.
ये जाहिल के बच्चे हैं लाहौर, ये कभी नहीं सुधर सकते।
I just request you please to get Saeed Alai on the right. This debate is going completely crazy, and my point is I want Saeed Alai on the right, so Irshad's not going to stop. He's got complete verbal diarrhea. He's going on and on and on and on and on. I've asked a serious question. Gaurav, continue, please. I'm asking for military analysis of the situation. I have 1 minute left, Gaurav. 1 minute, please.
Arnab, on a very serious note,
please, let's
what's
speak,
happening
Gaurav.
is that whenever you converted to Hinduism, are you Gaurav? Or you want to convert? Please keep quiet and let me speak. Okay. Arnab, the thing is that, देखिए, साफ सीधी बात है, the Taliban is not a regular army. The Taliban is a militia made up of various warlords. If the Taliban attacks, their mode of attack will be totally different, and I don't think the Pakistani army has got the money to stop the Taliban, because for the past 2 years, because of lack of funds, they have not been able to carry out their annual exercises.
So true.
They do not have the money to mobilize one infantry division, Arnab. One infantry division they cannot mobilize. They've cancelled all their exercises. And they are selling.
What about the Taliban, Gaurav?
Ukraine, and
what about the Taliban?
See,
how are they placed? What are their resources? How much depth do they have? What kind of arms are they working on? How much strategy do they have?
Arnab, they have more than $85 billion of US arms and ammunition with them. The latest Humvees, the latest Black Hawk helicopters, the latest M4 rifles. Pakistan has got nothing like it. If the Taliban come, Pakistan is going to be blown away in the hills, at least. In the hills.
Major Gaurav is totally dishonest in his opinion. I told you that Taliban can never attack Pakistan, or neither can do anything. The Pakistani, I said before, even our FC or police is good enough to counter those terrorists and to kill them and push them. झूठ बोल रहे हैं और दुश्मनी में बात कर रहे हैं। अगर हमारी एफसी
रोज थप्पड़ मारते हैं आपको,
पुलिस काफी है,
रोज आके ठोकते हैं। तहरीक तालिबान पाकिस्तान रोज ठोकता है आपको। क्या कर लेती हो आप? क्या कर लेती हो बताओ?
और पुलिस उनको अंदर घुस के मारती है।
डीएस कौन जाता है अंदर? कौन?
मैंने पहले गुजारिश की कि हमारी एफसी और पुलिस ही काफी है
सर। क्या
और वो कभी जुर्रत नहीं कर सकते पाकिस्तानी बॉर्डर पे हमला करने की। Nobody can dare even to cross the border.
I believe the situation is extremely wafer thin tight on the border. And Republic will bring you reports from the border. We got some interesting footage of what's happening there. We're the only channel that is keeping its feet on the ground. I can't name all the reporters working for us, but we have so many of them. And I thank them all. And I particularly thank Kaswar Kalasra, our reporter in Islamabad, for his very in-depth and objective analysis on top of that debate. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. We're going to keep a watch on this. I'll see you tomorrow at 9. Good night and goodbye.